Well, I'm going to show you guys how to do some knife skills. So first, I want to show you how to hold a kitchen knife. So I have ceramic knives. A lot of people have metal knives, whatever works for you, whatever your preference is. This is just what I have. So you want to make sure you have out a cutting board. I like the ones with the rubber handles because they're not going to slide the way a cutting board without rubber handles or rubber stoppers would. So when you're holding your knife, you want to make sure that you're holding the blade pinched between your index finger and your thumb, and then just holding the handle with the rest of your fingers. So something like this. So first, I'm just going to show you guys how to do a just typical normal slice here. So we're just going to slice an apple with the knife. So first, we want to slice the apple in half. So we're going to turn it upside down to make sure it's a bit more stable. Hold it, and then just slice right down the middle. So now we have our two halves of the apple, and you want to make sure you have a flat side against your cutting board, that way it's stable. And also when you're cutting on your non-knife wielding hand, you want to cut in a way, instead of sticking your index finger straight out, you want to hold it more like a claw, so your knife hits your knuckles instead of potentially cutting your fingers. So now we're just going to cut this into some nice slices here. So I had a really small apple, so only 3 apple slices from this side, and then we'll do the same with this one. So again, just hold it with your claw here, keep it stable, and I really only get 3 slices out of it. So when you're cutting something like this, you want to kind of use a bit of a rocking motion that helps you really get the knife in there and make sure your cut is effective. So now that we have our apple all sliced, we are going to go ahead and cut the bits of core out of the center of each apple slice. So we're just going to hold down on the apple and just cut down on the middle there to get the bits of core out. And we're just going to repeat this with each of our apple slices. And then after doing that, something I like to do is just keep a grocery bag with me while I'm cutting and throw any sort of extra bits in the grocery bag, seeds, core, skin of whatever you're cutting. That way it just makes it easy to take it right out to the trash. And now we have our sliced apple. So now I'm going to show you how to slice some basil. This slice is called chiffonade, and so what you want to do is stack all the basil leaves on top of each other, and then just roll them up like this, and then from there all you're going to do is take your knife, remember your grip, and slice very fine slices of the basil leaves. And then all we're left with is stems, and we can just throw those into a bag or the trash. And then you end up with these little slices of basil. So we are going to be working with dicing an onion. So to start out with, we are going to cut the onion in half. So we're just going to cut straight from this root here, and we're going to hold it and slice straight down the middle. Just like that. And then you're going to want to peel off all of the extra outer layers of skin and just discard them. There we go. So we're going to work with 1/2 of the onion at a time. So we can first start by just removing that. And then what you're going to want to do is make your horizontal incisions in the onion. And then you're going to do 3 or 4 of those. So we're making 3 in this onion right here. And then you're going to do the same thing, but just make vertical incisions in the onion. So in the same fashion here, make our vertical incisions, making sure to keep our claw and there we go. And now all that's left is to just slice the onion. And because of the natural layers of the onion, you will end up with a dice. As you can see, we're going to end up with relatively even sized dices of the onion. You can make these finer if you would like a finer dice as well. And then we can just store the diced onion in a Tupperware container. We will store our onion in a Tupperware container and just stick that in the refrigerator until we are ready to cook with it.